As you saw in that package, this Texas 4000 can be a very difficult bicycle ride. So we actually have somebody here from Texas 4000 team. His name is David Sianto. So how are you, David?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Nice to meet with you. So tell me, how did you become a part of the Texas 4000 team?
Well, a friend of mine actually introduced the ride to me, knowing that I was slowly getting into cycling and that my mother had just been diagnosed with cancer herself. So the ride sort of provided both aspects of enjoyment to me, fighting cancer and riding a bike.
Right, and that's really important. The whole Texas 4000 is about cancer awareness, so it was just a good outlet for that too.
Right, it allowed me to sort of broaden my horizons, and not only that, but the team helped me get through the ordeal of my mother battling cancer as well.
Right, awesome. So how are you guys, this team, is it like a close-knit family? How does that work?
It doesn't start out that way. I didn't know anyone on the team until I joined.
Okay.
But over the course of the 8 months or so leading up to the ride, the preparation that goes into it, we became a lot closer, and the ride itself just, it forged bonds that, you can't get anywhere else.
Right, okay, so those 8 months, so what's the process of getting into Texas 4000? I know you guys have to go through kind of like a training cycle, so how does that work?
Well, you first apply to the team, and if you get accepted, you begin this long process of setting up the ride yourself. Because it's a student-run organization, you have to do all of the legwork yourself, and that consists of not only physically training for the ride, but setting up the logistics of the ride, planning where you're going to stay for each night, as well as what you're going to eat each day. So there's a physical aspect involved, but there's a lot of logistical planning that goes into it as well.
Right, okay, so that's a 7-day period where you have to plan each and every day.
70-day period.
70-day, right, 70-day period, I'm sorry. Wow, that's amazing. So what is required as far as you getting your gear ready, your food ready, your money, the miles? So what's everything that goes into it? Like, you guys have to change helmets, or do you guys need gloves, or what? I want to know every detail.
Well, there's a lot of gear that you have to get, and that goes into it. But the main thing I think is the physical training, and for my year we had to put in 1,500 training miles before leaving for the ride itself, and we would do Saturday rides with a team, and then you would ride throughout the week on your own or with a friend or teammate, and to sort of build up the training miles. And then there's the fundraising where you sort of letter write and call up family and friends and say, hey, I'm doing this bike ride for charity, would you help sponsor me and donate $20, $50, or whatever it is. But we also fundraise on the streets. We get out on the streets. We go down to Whole Foods on 6th and Lamar, and we panhandle, and we get money from strangers on the streets there. And that's actually how I made most of my money.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. Okay, so while you guys are actually on the trip to Alaska, about how many stops is it? Do you guys stop so many times? Is there certain numbers, certain cities? Do you guys have a routine? How does that work?
Well, it's all planned from the day. The day we leave, it's all planned out ahead of us. So it's always 70 days. It's not like, sometimes it's 65 or 75.
Right,
every day is planned. And we have hosts each night that we stay at. And we do rest days once every 7 to 10 days or so in some of the major cities we pass through. I know there's 2 different routes, and my route passed through major cities like Albuquerque, Zion National Park, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, Vancouver. And so we hit up a lot of the major cities and took a rest day here and there.
Wow, okay, so how is it really comprehending the fact that you're, traveling from Austin, Texas to Alaska? How do you get through that to other people? Like, I really made that bike trip.
Well, I haven't really wrapped my head around it yet either,
really?
So it hasn't sunk in yet. It's quite exhaustive, and just the message is the main mission, and that we're fighting cancer, and the ride itself is just a means to an end.
Wow, that is completely amazing. I know that it's a 4,687-mile trip. Yes. So just thinking about it, it's like 10 miles to your house from campus. So it's kind of hard to comprehend that amount of miles in so little time. So that's amazing. So any words or advice to people who are maybe interested or don't know too much about this? What would you say to people who want to do this but are scared, or aren't the best at bike riding? What kind of advice would you give them if they wanted to join Texas 4000?
Well, don't worry about the physical aspect. We start off with people that haven't been on a bike since training wheels. So we provide you with all the knowledge and training that you need. It's more of if you're passionate about the message of spreading hope, knowledge, and charity across North America for cancer survivors and sufferers, then that's what really matters. I mean, the physical aspect, that'll come with time, and we'll work with you on that. But send us an email, check out our website, texas4000.org, find out more about us. And, if you're interested, it'll come naturally.
Thank you, David, so much for coming in studio and telling us about Texas 4000. I know that trip was amazing, so I'm glad that, you got to do that in your lifetime.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, for more information for Texas 4000, you can go to texas4000.org. Now, up next, we have Carson Brock will be performing in studio, so stay tuned.